Let's put the focus on how the markets are doing at this point of time, the Indian benchmark given right now, and how the BSE has been treated. Let's take a look. The Indian benchmark indices Sensex and the Nifty traded higher following a long weekend, mirroring the global market strength. All 13 major sectoral indices have seen gains at the open, with heavyweight financial stocks climbing 2.2%. Broader indices, including Midcaps and Smallcaps, each advanced at 1.3%. Global markets rallied over the weekend after the US excluded smartphones, computers and other electronics from its proposed reciprocal tariffs, easing the investor concerns. Nifty 50 opened today's trade session over 500 points higher. Overnight, Wall Street indices ended higher and Asian markets too were in the green in the early trade today. Let's take a look at how the markets are doing and in fact how it looks on the Nifty 50 and the BSE Sensex. All right, viewers, as you can see, the Nifty 50, the numbers that you can see on your screens show that the market is in the gains, 23,002.96.20%, which is up by nearly 2.05%. These are in fact good trends to follow. At 11 a.m. It has in fact crossed a good benchmark on the expected lines, and when we go at the BSE Sensex, it shows the gain of 2.04%, with reaching a benchmark of indice of 76,695.77%. Dr. Sharad Kohli, Senior Economist, joins me live on the broadcast to share more details. Sir, appreciate you joining me this morning. Now, the markets and in fact the Sensex benchmark indices opened with healthy gains. What does this mean as we in fact look forward to how the markets will be doing in the days to come?
Good morning, Simran. Good morning to the viewers of NewsX. I think markets seem to be celebrating the fact that President Trump has put a pause of 90 days on the tariffs, and he's also exempted laptops, computers, and a few other items in electronics. Because he probably understood that they cannot be manufactured in the United States as early as he wants to be. And there is skilled labor in America is very, very expensive. The cost of production would be high, and so on and so forth. The point I've been making from the beginning. So I think the markets are celebrating. We should also not forget, Simran, that we are into Tuesday today and Monday, that is yesterday. We were closed because of Ambedkar Jayanti. So what happens is when the markets close on Friday in America and we are closed on Monday, so there is a gap up or a gap down. The market adjusts to the cues taken from the American markets. So this is a case of gap up, but then there's no denying the fact that there is some kind of relief in the market because of the pause in the tariffs and because of these items being exempted. I think there's going to be a lot of flip-flop in the days to come. President Trump will probably come to terms with the reality that after all, these tariffs will do him more harm, his country more harm than the rest of the world. 5 associations, business associations in America, I'm told, have filed a case in the court, a kind of a writ in the court that the trade deficit which America has with many countries is after all not as sinful as probably President Trump thinks. So let's see how the court verdict comes out, because all this tariff is because America feels that there's a lot of trade deficit it has with countries like China, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam. In the meanwhile, we are finding China trying to form an alliance with Malaysia. We saw President Xi Jinping traveling down to Vietnam, going to Malaysia and other countries, trying to put them together. And these were the very countries with whom, who had issues with China. So I think President Trump's trade war is uniting the enemies or uniting the countries which are not very friendly with each other. So I'm sure President Trump, with the flux of time, Simran, is going to come to terms with the fact that these tariffs are not going to help his own country. We'll see inflation flaring up in America. And by the way, the approval rating of President Trump on the economic front has fallen from the time he got elected, which is not too far behind. That time is we just few weeks away from when President Trump had taken oath. So his approval rating has gone down vis-a-vis economy-related issues. For inflation, immigration-related issues, yes, his approval rating is still okay, but he's lost approval rating in America. So I'm sure with this popularity, falling down and inflation popping up in America once again, I'm sure President Trump will have to take back more of his decisions which he's taken. I was the first one on your television to say that he will have to soften his stand, and we are exactly seeing that happening after a few weeks. All of a sudden, I remember 3 weeks ago, Simran, he said, "I don't care about markets," and 2 days ago he gave the comment that, look, the markets are celebrating. So we are seeing contradictory comments. There's a paradox in what he says and what he thinks and what he decides. So I'm sure the market should not take this as a firm direction. You will see a lot of ups and downs. Very high volatility will remain in the market. The traders and investors are advised to exercise full caution while dealing with the market. Simran.
All right, Mr. Kohli, thank you very much for breaking it down for our viewers as to how markets are faring in regards to how the global markets have also reacted to the Trump tariff trade war.